In this session, we'll be basically focusing the details on taxonomy, which is also called art of classification. Why is it necessary? When you talk about organisms, when we have already talked about biodiversity, we know that all organisms are diversified. There are lot many organisms, those are not been classified, those are not been understood. And let's suppose you want to find out the characters of that particular organism individually. That becomes tough, that becomes complex. So why not we summarize the differences and similarities among the organisms, we place them into groups, and let's suppose that every time we are talking about a new organism, we try to find out the similarities or dissimilarities with all the other known groups, and that time the study becomes easier, and that is what the main motive of taxonomy. When you talk about taxonomy, it deals with the principle and procedures of classifications. There are 4 steps of taxonomy, which are characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature. When you talk about taxonomy, there are 3 people which will be coming into picture. A.P.D. Condell, who coined the term taxonomy in his book Theorie Élémentaire de la Botanique. One among the persons is Aristotle, who is called founder of taxonomy, and one very famous person which we have already talked about is Carl Linnaeus or Carolus Linnaeus, who is also called father of taxonomy. Now let's have a look on Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus, he also gave artificial classification. This artificial classification is actually the classification of organisms based upon one or few morphological characters. This particular person has also given binomial nomenclature, and there are some of the books of Carolus Linnaeus. So some of the other time the exams will ask you the particular famous book is written by which among the scientists. Your answer would come as Carolus Linnaeus if any of these 3 books are asked. One more book called Systema Naturae, which is very famous book. Its 10th edition was published on 1st August 1758. In the next session, we'll be basically discussing about the steps of taxonomy in details.